Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Today we're going to finish unlocking the Arkasodara tribal quests, and then if we have time we'll go ahead and do the quest that was added in 6.1 for Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Let's not waste any time, let's go ahead and get started. The second of the split quest lines that we need to complete starts over here at Yazon in FFXIV. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let me fix my camera a little bit. What's in a parent? Yazon is mumbling to himself indistinctly. Oh, excuse me. Did you need something? Wait, you're her. The very woman who saved Mavon's child. Brilliant, was it? That's right, this is going to tie into the child that we rescued. We weren't able to save the parents, and we ended up having to... Well, we were able to save the child. Well, actually, I believe we gave the child to Matsuya, and then Matsuya almost turned into a blasphemy. But he was able to just barely fight it back. Oh no, then Estinian and... what's the dragon's name again? I always forget. Estinian and Vitra came and swooped in and saved the day. And then this is going to... This is going to follow up with that. I knew it! I'm Yazon, an alchemist at the Great Walk. I am but one of the few who are looking after the child as she makes her recovery. Mavon and Quersoff were dear friends of mine. Thank you for everything you've done for their daughter. Our condition is on the mend. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. We've been taking her turns checking in on her. The last thing she needs is a gaggle of adults fussing over her day and night. That being said, when she is healed fully, there is the question of who will be in charge of her care. For the love I bore her parents, I would gladly take her in as my own, but that would mean raising her away from her home. Moreover, I am yet to be wed, and my duties consume so much of my time I can scarce focus on my own care, let alone that of a growing child. I doubt my ability to give her the love she deserves. Oh, I doubt my ability. Okay. I doubt my ability to give her the love she deserves. Love equal to that her parents gave her. She deserves better than that, so I've considered finding someone more suitable. It's the least I can do, and truth be told, perhaps the best option. Even so, although I was born here, much of my life was spent at the Great Walk. I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea who to ask, even if I had the time to do so. You, however, seem to be well loved among the people here. Could you ask around in my stead? It would be a much more effective use of my time to prepare medicine for the wounded and sick. Sure. I apologize for imposing such an enormous task upon you, but I would trust no one else with it. When you've finished, come to my hut to the south of the settlement, and we can discuss any potential parental candidates. Okay, this might be interesting. So it's called What's in a Parent? So we're going to end up exploring what being a parent actually means, and what it means, like, I guess, yeah, to call someone your parent. Is it because you have their blood, or because they raised you? Anyway, let's talk to this industrious resident. If you ask me, Passerine is the most motherly among us. She has a child of her own not too long ago, so I reckon there's no one better to be a wet nurse. That being said, times have been troubled for us all. It might be unseemly to ask her to take on such a burden unless she's willing. It's like if she just had a kid, then I don't think she's gonna have time to raise another. Oh, here's the person actually. Now, sleep, child. Weary resident. The child, eh? None dote over her quite like Yazon, but I understand alchemy isn't a merciful trade for a parent. Still, there's no one else that comes to mind when I consider the question. I'd volunteer to take her in myself, but with the chaos of recent events, it's difficult enough to see to me and mine are fed and clothed. I know I'm not the only one facing such hardships either. Yeah, it's gonna also be hard to find people, like, that are able to take it another mouth to feed. Who do I think is most suited to care for the child? Yi-san is the obvious choice. Dependable, loyal, and dutiful. Every quality you would desire in a parent. I know he does become so absorbed in his research, but that devotion has made him a peerless alchemist. Who better is there to look after someone so sickly as her? She does make a good point. But I'm still wondering if she would be able, if he has the time that's needed to dedicate to raising a child. Welcome to my humble workshop. Be brilliant. I'm almost too nervous to ask, but what did the others say? Well, I mean, 2 of them put in a good word for you. Eh? Someone nominated me? Well, that's neither here nor there. You said Parisine's name was mentioned? She was a good friend to Mavon. It's true. But there are other factors to play that make me reticent to ask her. Simply put, I'd rather not burden her further if it can be avoided. That being said, we don't exactly have the luxury of choice, all things considered. I suppose I would be remiss if I didn't at least speak with her. I owe the child that much. Will you accompany me, Berlian? A sportive presence by my side would help me find the right words. Parasine should be nearby, doubtless watching over her own child. I must deliver this medicine before speaking with her, so please go on ahead. Yeah, we saw her earlier, so we'll go head on over there. I doubt she'll have... I doubt she'll be able to take in the kid, or even really want to. I mean, she might want to, but she probably can't take on the extra responsibility. Yezon, it's so good to see you. And who is this with you? Parasine, meet Brillian. She's the hero who saved Mavon and Kursev's daughter. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Thank you for your bravery. I've heard tell of the troubles she's been through since. I hope that you're able to see her return to health soon. It has been trying, to be sure, but we must look forward to the day she is hale. Everyone is doing their utmost to make it so. The question remains as to where she will go from here, however. I've considered taking her into my home, but I fear my qualifications as a parent are somewhat lacking. I know you have been a dear friend of Mavon, and as such, only thought it meet to ask if you're willing to care for her daughter. If you are, I would do everything in my power to see that she is given into your care. I'm flattered. Mavon was as a family to me, and I view her child as my own. I would do nothing to see her raised into as brave a woman as her mother. However, I cannot take care of her. I'm not worthy of her to care for her. What? Worthy? What does that... Oh, my apologies. I understand it's a sudden request, and no small one besides. Please forgive the imposition. I'll be in the village for some time yet. Should you require treatment for you or yours, please seek me out. I will. Thank you, Yezon. I would speak with you further, Brillian. Let's return to my dwelling. What do you mean by worthy? Oh. I think we might have a candidate. I'm sorry. Who's that, Arkasodara person? I wasn't too forceful, was I? I simply asked if she was willing. I didn't mean to make her feel obligated to agree. I found her words somewhat mystifying. Not worthy? What could that mean? I'm usually not one to pry, but this worries me. I consider Parasine a friend, and I'm loath to leave her to her troubles. And there is still much of her matter of the child. I shall have to think on what to do from here. I may need your help again soon, Brillian. I hope you are willing. I mean, I gotta do these to unlock the quest, so... Well, let's keep going. Curling what ails. Oh, curing what ails. That makes way more sense. Yazon requires a capable green thumb to assist him. Oh, that's the Arkasodara person that we saw earlier. Well then, if you're willing, I have a task that requires immediate attention. It's simple, but essential. Namely, the gathering of herbs. The child is in a vulnerable state, and I would fortify her against further sickness. There are also more wounded in this village than I had anticipated, and my stores have begun running low. It would be best if we replenish them while time affords us the opportunity. Can I count on you to help me? Sure. Splendid. I require several of the reddish soma herbs, which grow among the shrubbery to the northeast. With both of us working in tandem, I wager we should have enough gathered before the next bell. Well, I do have max gathering with indicators, so this should be pretty easy. Yesterday I spent a ton of time doing just doing miscellaneous gathering, because I was trying to get some of those, Oh, our enemies. Didn't expect that. Come on and slay! I saw somebody made a funny joke. Oh, there's Yazon. Let's talk to him. Made a funny joke was, he never be ballin'. And then it showed a compilation of warrior using Primal Rend. They should be around here. What I was saying, I was trying to get more log completion with some of the sublime things, but it's like literally I have like 1% of getting them when I get 1,000 collectability on some of those. So getting them is going to be a bit of a hassle. There appear to be the herbs you seek, but only their stems remain. Another enterprising alchemist must have already been here. Oh, well, I guess good thing we got one more shrub to check. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There we go. Let's head back to Yazon. Oh, excuse me. I'm busy. Yazon, you might want to move. Here we go. Something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Oh well, let's just talk to Yazon. I saw the creature emerge from the brush, but you felled them before I had a chance to be frightened. I'm glad you survived unscathed. If that had been me... Any road, did you manage to find the soma? Sure did. Excellent work, excellent work. My search came up fruitless. It appears we're not the only ones seeking this particular herb. It shouldn't come as a surprise, I suppose. This area is well known for the medicinal plants which grow here. If my supplies run low once more, perhaps I should ask villagers if they have any to spare. For now, I believe we've found all we can. Let's return to Palik's stand. I mean, we got like one herb. Is that really going to replenish the supplies? Oh well, not my problem, right? Right, Yazon? As I suspected, we weren't the only ones searching the jungle. I returned to my quarters to find a bag positively stuffed to the brim with herbs, including soma, in fact. I asked a nearby colleague who delivered this bounty, and they told me it was one of the Arkasodara stewards. I believe I know who it is. Her name is Sula, a shy one, but obviously kind of heart. I spied her eavesdropping during our conversation with Parasine. Poorly, I might add. Oh, yeah, I did too. I apologize for asking more of you than at the end of a trying day, but would you speak with her for me? Offer our thanks for the herbs, and perhaps find out if she knows anything of Parasine's troubles. For my part, I'll begin synthesizing the medicine at once. Sula should be somewhere nearby. I pray you have a productive conversation. Okay, let's go talk to Sula. Oh, you are... I mean, who are you? Do you require something of me? From me? The herbs? I came upon them while hunting, nothing more. I have heard that medicine made from them is highly effective in treating the ailments of young children. It seemed only meet that I should do my part, as it were. What do you know of Parlene's troubles? Where are you eavesdropping on our conversation? Now that'll make her, I'll just frighten her. Very well. I believe I can shed some light on the root of Parasine's distress. That is what you wish to hear, yes? Liaison asked you to speak with me, just as he asked you to gather these herbs. Well, then perhaps it is best for all of us to speak together. Go to him, and allow me some time to gather my thoughts. I shall approach you when I am ready. Okay. Let's talk with the liaison. Maybe we can learn a bit about some of the issues Parsine, that's her name, I think, is having. You're just in time. I only just finished synthesizing the medicine. So, did Sula tell you anything of interest? Well, actually, she's heading right over here. Well, I suppose I can hear it straight from her. I appreciate that you felt fit to include me. Firstly, I owe you an apology. I was sneaking about out of concern for Parsine. I know that it was... I know what it is that weighs on her mind. You see, that is what you want to know, yes? The story is troubling her. The story is troubling to hear, and even more troubling to relate. Before I tell it, you must promise me that you will be her strength in days to come. Of course, anything to help a friend. Dazal, her beloved husband, was killed. Oh. When the Veil of Chaos descended upon the world, he fled into the jungle and transformed into one of those terrible beasts. He returned here a monster, where my sister Choppa met his wrath. Neither of them survived the ensuing struggle. I was there as well. Despite his monstrous form, I knew it was Dazal. I froze in terror, while Choppa stood undaunted. She fought alone for my cowardice. It was my fault she died. I knew this, and yet... I laid the blame on Parasine's shoulders. I lashed out at her, cursing her for her husband's cowardice. When we both should have comforted the other in mourning, I turned my back on her. I left her to bear the burden of not one but 2 deaths. It is only natural that she would be hesitant to look after another, given that. I was a fool to condemn Parasine. When it was my duty to protect the people here, I have wanted nothing more than to apologize since that day. But I fear my words were too cruel to forgive. I cannot stand to meet her gaze. It was difficult for everyone. We often lose ourselves in the moment of crisis. But so long as we find our way back, we are worthy of forgiveness. Choppa would agree. I'm sure. She wouldn't blame you for what happened, nor would she want you to blame yourself. Parasine doubtless feels the same. You are right. I must apologize to her. That is my only course. Brilliant, was it? I will speak with Parasine, but I require some time to muster the courage. Soon. I promise. Okay. Hopefully she can work things out. I mean, you can't really blame her too much for getting worked up and then blaming others, as long as she understands what she did and now she's willing to apologize for it. Anyway, let's talk to Liaison first, and then we'll talk to Sula and start the next quest. When we spoke before, Parasine said that she was unworthy to care for the child. I see now why she would think that. The pain she suffered is not one that heals easily. The sins we bear. Sula looks eager to leave Palak's stand, but to where is not clear. Thank you for lending an ear to my troubles, Brillian. If you are willing, there is a place I would travel to, and I wish for you to accompany me. Administering my duties may help calm my nerves. To that end, I mean to inspect the temples for signs of disrepair. After we have finished, I hope to find the courage to once again look at Parasine in the eyes. With all the monsters about, most of my duties of late have been focused on finding and protecting those who have fled. With the arrival of the Radiant Host, however, there is finally time to attend to this long-neglected duty. I too must ask that you go with Sula, knowing that their holy presence are being cared for may set these people's hearts at ease. Even an ounce of comfort is precious in these trying times. Well, I mean, don't you want an egg in these trying times? Much appreciated. Would that I could join you, but I'm afraid an alchemist's tools are less use against fangs and claws. That doesn't mean I'll stand by idly, however. I'll remain here and continue making medicine for the children. My hands may be clumsy with a sword and shield, but there are few more adroit with a mortar and pestle. We are blessed indeed to have a pair such as you looking after us. Well then, let us begin the patrol. Our first destination should be Perusa, to the southeast. It is a bit of a trek, so make the proper arrangements before departing. You probably don't need to hear this from me, but be careful. Don't worry. I think it's the monsters that need to be careful. Anyway, let's head over to where Sula and probably have a long talk as she tries to psych herself up to talk to Parasine. This isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but it's still an interesting story. It's not necessarily unique, but it's still interesting. It has been some time since I had set foot in these hallowed grounds. In the times bygone, there were even more such places in this region, but many have moved to Spati. Yes, that was the dungeon, I believe. Right? Oh, I can't click on present. Anyway, whatever. From one of the divinities worshipped here were these words passed down, that we might send off our departed with its wisdom. Just as life leads to death, so too death leads to life. Do not shed tears for the departed, for they have but set foot upon a new journey. Be not forlorn that your paths have diverged, but look forward with the joy to the day that they might cross again. For as long as I can remember, I followed in my sister's footsteps. In her absence, I felt lost. But whenever I think to forge a path of my own making, my legs become heavy and my heart becomes anxious. Understandable. Your sister would want you to move forward with courage. Sometimes standing still offers a new perspective. Nah. It's true, but let's do this first. Thank you, Brillian. Gizon has a generous soul, and to have your wisdom to buoy me is more than I deserve. Would that I could open my heart to Parasine in such a way. This part of the temple appears to be well kept. Let us check the other side, shall we? Yeah, that's what I thought this was going to be. Just her talking a bit and trying to psych herself up to talk to Parasine. Let's see, over here? I thought this was more... Oh, right, this is the southern part. I was thinking, like, this was in the southern part of the area. What? I thought we went east. Nope, I just have bad sense of direction. This area is in ghastly shape. Scratches here and cracks there. Will you help me investigate further? We will cover more ground by searching separately. I shall search around this area. I trust you do your due diligence. Oh, trust me, I will. I mean, I got a big orange circle that tell me where to go. And big glowy things that tell me where to click. It's a very difficult job. The stones here are crumbling, and fragments of them litter the ground. It would be best to replace them. Let's see, where else? That's outside the circle. It's probably down on the ground. Oh, right, I guess they're going to be close to where she can actually see them. The stones here are cracked and require repair. And I saw the third one, but I forgot where it was. Where is it? Oh, no, it's over here. Or, I thought I saw the third one. Oh, there it is. So much for them being in eyesight, so much for being visible. The stones of the foundation appear to be unstable. However, filling in the areas where the grout has fallen away should remedy that. No, it doesn't sound like too bad repairs, but it definitely shouldn't be left neglected anymore. Have you finished? Was it as bad as it looks? Well, it wasn't too bad, but it definitely needs some work. I see. There may have been the site of a battle or some other horrible conflict. I must do what I can to see it repaired. Though this temple may be remote, the devout do come here on occasion to offer their prayers. Thank you for helping me today. This has helped me forget the crisis that plague us and remind me of simpler times. When we look after the roads and protect the pilgrims on their journeys, I ever looked forward to setting out on a patrol with my sister by my side, but I must find a way to manage without her, to set upon my own path. My first step must be to apologize to Passerine. It's Passerine. Okay, it's Passerine. Even if she may refuse it, no more distractions. That being said, if you were by my side, it may be all the easier to find the right words. Okay, let's go head back to Passerine, or I already forgot what it actually was. And watch Sula apologize. Saving a little bit of time by teleporting. Well, Sula looks determined to see this through. My heart is pounding, but the sooner this is done, the better it shall be for both of us. I hope. Passerine, that's her name. Oh, hello, Brilliant and Sula. I take it your patrol was fruitful. I've just administered a soothing salve to Passine's child. She's sleeping soundly now, so us speaking should not wake her. Passine, I'm sorry. I should not have said all those horrible things before. I was not in my right mind. It was my fault my sister was killed. I stood frozen in fear while Dalzal attacked. Yet, when it was all over, I placed the blame on you. I was a fool. No, Sula, you were right. It was I who couldn't ease his troubles. It was my fault he succumbed to despair and that gnawed at his heart. We've all lost something during this tragedy, though no one's fault but fate. These are difficult days, and we shouldn't blame ourselves for their cruelty. I mean, they're gonna result in the same thing, but... Now, let's go out and do the first one. There's a reason in your answer, of course, but forgiveness of the self is no simple matter. I'm overjoyed to speak with you again, Sula. However, I'm afraid I need more time to come to terms with everything that has occurred. Would that I knew how much Passine was suffering. I could have been there to comfort her. But perhaps there is something I can do now. Something to set her upon the right path. Okay, that was the sins we bear. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we got 2 more to go. There must be something more I can do for her. Societal alchemy. Yazan has one final request to make of you. It is plain that Parasine is not yet ready to forgive herself, but I'm at a loss as to what we should do. Do we leave her be, or is there something else, some way we can help? I for one, will not stand idly by while she suffers alone. Perhaps if she had something to remind her of her beloved, she would more easily accept his loss. Passerine never did have a chance to say her farewells. Brilliant. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more. Will you have it? It appears I shall be in your debt again, but it is well worth it. During the chaos, most of us fled northwest to the bridge. Let us retrace those steps, and we may find something that belonged to Dazal. Or Dazal, whatever. Picking up anything that catches your eye, and we can share what we have once we reach the bridge. Thank you for all you have done for Sula thus far, Sperlian. Her spirit has already much improved for your efforts. Let us hope that we can affect the same in Passerine. Dazal did enjoy his jewelry and baubles, so it isn't inconceivable that he may have dropped something as he fled. If you should spy something glittering in the bush, it couldn't hurt to pick it up. It also might sell for a lot if you find the right buyer. Dazal was often bedecked in dazzling jewels. Perhaps he dropped some piece of it in his flight. Well, let's head on over, see if we can find something. Like, this would be kind of unrealistic to find something just in the middle of the forest like this, but whatever. Though the glimmer of this object caught your eye at the distance, on closer inspection, it's just a rock. I got a rock. I pray we find at least one small trinket to remember him by. Oh, I'm sure we will. Oh, hello there. A little bit busy, but I'm sure that doesn't concern you. There we go. Oh, I'm glad I talked to Sula, because apparently that was the last one I needed. How goes the search? I found this necklace among the underbrush, one of Dazzle's favorites, but it seems to be missing the jewel that made it shine so brightly. Ah, what's that in your hand? Money. Why, this is it? The very jewel I spoke of. We make an excellent team, eh? However, we cannot give this to Passerine as it is. We must repair it first. Well, I am a goldsmith, so give him here. Doubtless Yazan will be able to lend his expertise in that respect. Let's return to the village and speak with him. Alright, let's head on back. Yazan can probably fix it. Probably should have teleported. Yeah, I still have time to teleport. If I had gone much farther, it wouldn't have been worth it. Okay, where are we going? This way. Yep, there we go. Sula has told me all about your findings. Quite excitably, in fact. She's gone to find the materials so she can polish the necklace in a mere sheen. To a mere sheen. As for the jewels, I believe I can take it off your hands for the time being. Okay. Nice grade 6 materia. This repair should prove simple enough. Adhesive is one of the most elementary recipes. Once the necklace is in presentable shape, I'll bring Sula to visit Passerine. Could you go ahead and tell her to wait for us? If we take longer than expected, I trust you can keep her enraptured with one of your grand tales. About how you killed her husband. What? Please find Passerine and tell her we will soon be on our way to visit. Don't tell her what it is we bear, however. That would ruin the surprise. I mean, I wasn't planning on it. Well, let's talk to Passerine. Nope, where'd the kid go? Do you have something for me? I don't recall asking anything of you. Passerine, I would like you to have this. Please. This is Dazal's necklace. Oh, he was so proud the day he bought this. How in the world did you find it? I had naught but memories to remind me of him, but the sight of this makes me feel that he isn't so far away after all. There is nothing I can do to change the past, but I can work to help give us both a brighter future. This was the least I could do, and I could not have done it without the help of these two. Thank you for this gift, truly, and for your wise words. I see now that you're right. We mustn't let the tragedies of yesterday keep us rooted in place. All it takes is a single step forward, but you must want to take it. Sometimes we must stop to consider the best way forward. Nah. Well said, well said. Might I add that wounds heal more quickly when a salve is applied to them? When we ignore the pain they rot. We must take action to see them healed, and rest when we are tired. Only when our energy returns can we move forward, carefully, one step at a time. Yes, one step at a time. Yazan, if it isn't too much trouble, could I help to care for the child? The scars of recent tragedy are yet too fresh for me to take care of her entirely by myself, but even so, that doesn't mean I cannot assist in some small way. I have my own child to look after, of course, but still, if you were to take the child under your wing, I would be happy to assist you with whatever you need me, whenever you needed me. For the time being, I could be her wet nurse. Any medicine she requires would be your responsibility, I suppose. Together we can see that she emerges from her affliction as hale as a newborn babe. That's a splendid idea. I must admit, I could hardly think of a better arrangement myself. I shall hunt and bring food for the child, that she might grow to be strong like her father and mother. That is what Chapa would do, and one step at a time, I shall make her proud. Well, it turned out pretty good. The emptiness I feel at Dalzal's loss will take some time to fill, but I believe in time I will heal. You would want me to heal. Allow me to thank you once again for all you have done. We owe you more than we can repay. Now, I would like to see the child for myself. I'm not one for subtleties of conversation, but I'd say that went as well as could be expected, wouldn't you? Now, come back to my workshop. There's something I'd like to give you. I mean, some food, some useless food that I'm not going to use. Oh well, let's head over there and wrap this quest up. That was an interesting quest line. Didn't go where I thought it would go, but it was nice. Well, not nice, but you know what I mean. Truth be told, I'd already resolved to raise the child myself, but the prospect of having a helping hand is comforting indeed. I suppose the true work starts from here, eh? I'm glad to finally have good news to share with Kersif and Mavon. Ah, I've been so preoccupied with treating the sick and injured that I've still had little time to think of the departed. My friends really are gone, but I can still honor their memory. If anything has become clear from recent events, it is that the people of this settlement must speak with one another about their troubles. Solitary thoughts so quickly turn dark. I'm more than capable of treating the wounds we can see, but it takes a community to heal those that are hidden. I admit the latter prospect may take some time for me to become accustomed to. Don't be so hard on yourself. Your presence puts others at ease. You will find a way, as an alchemist, a friend, and a father. That sounds nice. Would there be more than one of me, eh? Luckily, I know more than a few concoctions that would give me the vigor of several men. I only need to have the energy to brew them. Regardless, I apologize for dragging you along all this time, even though I doubt we would have arrived at such an amicable conclusion without you. So, I retract my apologies. Although her parents are no longer with us, I must do my utmost to raise their child in a way that would meet with their approval. I owe my friends that much. Alright, let's see. Are there any food that'll actually be used? I mean, spell speed's fine. Tenacity, vitality, crit. I mean, that's fine too. I guess I'll just take Gil. I can always, like, use it to buy food. Well, that played out pretty good. Okay, so this should be... yeah, a budding adventure. That will unlock the Arkasodara tribal quests. Let's just get started. A budding adventure. Yaezon has yet another favor to ask the only adventurer he knows. Ah, brilliant. Just the woman I was hoping to see. Now that I've had the opportunity to speak with more of the people here, I realize their plight is even more dire than I had imagined. The recent crisis has caused the flow of supplies to grind to a halt. The people can scarcely meet their daily needs. This would be the cause even without the influx of refugees. One way we might alleviate this is the requisition of a shipment from Yedlamad. But the process takes precious time. I fear that many would starve before we see a single sack of grain. All of this is exacerbated by the lack of able-bodied fighters. The wounded are many, and there are few who have the strength and skill to guard us from the beasts lurking in the forest. The Radiant Host would give their lives to protect us, and have, but every day more of them are injured. Bravery alone is only worth so much in the face of overwhelming numbers. And while I am much appreciative of your help so far, I'm not so naive as to think that you will remain here indefinitely. Had we another of your skill to aid us, we might at least stand a chance to weather the worst of the storm. I happen to know somebody who would be able to help you. However, my time at the Great Walk has spent largely in solitude, and the people of this village know of little beyond its walls. But you've been to the furthest reaches and back. Oh boy, you don't even know. Do you know of anyone else who might lend their stout arm to these humble folk? As a matter of fact, I do. I know just as such an adventurer, as fierce as I, if not more so. I know someone who could give the merchants proper motivation for a speedy delivery. Oh, I knew I could count on you, your wide web of storied personages, however you say that word. Ogle and Kankan, you say? I believe we may be able to kill two birds with one stone with that pair. Unfortunately, my hands are full meeting the medical needs of the village. Seeing as you're already acquainted with these fellows, could you appeal to them on our behalf? Apologies for once again putting so much on your shoulders, but it is for the good of one and all. Can I count on you for assistance? Sure. Thank you, friend. Well then, off to Yedlamad to meet with this Kankan, eh? Safe travels, and I will pray that you return with good news. Alright, let's teleport to Yedlamad and talk with Kankan and Ogle. Forgot their names for a second there. We literally did their quests yesterday. It should be right inside. Yep. And the kid. Oh, it's you. Hello? Hail, Brilliant. My day brightens to see you again. Well, if it isn't Brilliant, I had wondered when you might walk through my door again. You'll be pleased to hear young Rakashir has taken to adventuring like a thief to a coin purse. He is more than capable to assist me on my less arduous tasks. Indeed, his future is bright. However, as such as it heartens me to see you, I sense your visit is entirely motivated by a curiosity in your affairs, yes? I see. I did not know that Palakstand was beset by such troubles, but I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, all things considered. Naturally, I shall do all in my power to help. A few words to the right people, and the merchants will have the shipment of supplies ready in a matter of bells. Inform this liaison that his aid is on the way, and for such less than coin than the merchants would usually charge. This chaos has gripped all of Ratsaton, and it is only together that we shall find the strength to release ourselves from it. And if you require an adventurer, then look no further. The supplies require a brave soul to defend them, correct? And I offer mine. I will await you at the gates. Wait for me. I'm coming too. Okay, kid. Yes, that one has a bright future indeed. Alright, let's head on out. And check on the shipment. Right? That's what we're doing, right? Nope, she's packed up and ready to go. Would you look at this? Such a large pack of supplies prepared... Oh, that's a complete wrong accent. Would you look at this? Such a large pack of supplies prepared in what felt like a matter of moments. Hong Kong made good on her word. Not that I doubted she would. The merchants were likely all too eager to make such a sizable trade. They even provided us with bags and coats for the journey. And it appears Rakashir will be joining us. Try as I might to convince him otherwise, his mind is made up. Hopefully this will prove to be another learning experience for him. Like grandmother always did say, the road forward is paved with good deeds. The three of us shall see that no beast lays fang or claw upon these provisions. There are more supplies to come, but they will be delivered by the Radiant Host. We shall be the vanguard, the harbingers of salvation for Palakstand. And with that, let us be off. And by be off, I mean we will teleport away, so that you won't be able to help us. Or help. I guess we'll just teleport straight to Palakstand. Also, I don't know how they're supposed to get to the other side. Oh, nope, that's not where we're supposed to go. We're supposed to go all the way up here. I guess teleporting to the Great Walk would have been faster. Oh well. Actually not sure. I know that the Omicrons are gathering. Like, I think the Loprits are crafting, which makes this one combat. Which I guess makes sense. Oh, there we go. Looks like they had a bit of a run-in. Mr. Beetle here. Oops, should have done, oh well, doesn't matter. I overcapped anyway, it's not like it matters how, if my DPS is perfect. This isn't like an ultimate. Yeah, the ultimate Beetle. What a fright that beast gave us! That was a splendid display indeed. Your bravery never ceases to impress. I've never seen such a fierce warrior. I dare say she's every bit your equal. Children are so easily impressed. While Berlin is indeed a formidable adventurer, your teacher has many great deeds to her name, and more yet to come. Now, the village is not far. Let us march, and I challenge any monster to approach. And she just leaves the bag. Hold on! You forgot your surprise! He's gotta pick it up and it's gonna disappear. Yep. They don't have bag carrying technology. Okay, let's see. This is, yeah, down there. I guess that's how, yeah, that's how you're supposed to get there. I never needed to actually go down into this area, so I never actually, I didn't even notice this was here. Because when you do, you start the dungeon down at the dock, and then you appear over here by Palak's Stand, so you never actually take this part. Anyway, let's find the next purple circle and take down whatever monster's attacking them. Right? Nope, there's Sula. That's right, she said she was hunting. They cut down that monster before I had a chance to pounce. Yeah, sure, kid. Greetings, Brilliant. I did not expect to meet you here of all places. Did you see that Rakshir? Mark well how quickly that beast succumbed to the flurry of blades, in no small part thanks to this brave Arkasodara. Ah, so this is the adventure that Yazon spoke of. Not since my last hunt with sister have I fought so effortlessly with another. And never have I felt so invigorated to have such a mighty Arkasodara fighting by my side. That's a completely flip from her tone when she started. How do you keep it up? Just watching you has me out of breath. Endurance is a product of long hours of practice, lad. Well then, it seems my hunt is finished. Let us return to Palak's Stand before we draw the attention of something deadlier. Yazon will be eager to speak with you upon your return. Do not keep him waiting for long. Alright, let's head back to Palak's Stand. This person's still here. Talk to Yazon. Doesn't look like they've arrived yet, but they'll probably arrive in the cutscene. Yep. There you are. Sula told me you've brought both the supplies and the protection you promised. She is at present preparing the game she hunted. She has promised to spar with me afterwards. I am fast feeling that I have made the right choice in coming here. I'm grateful for it, lass. It would do Sula good to have your energized presence by her side. I understand that there are yet more supplies to come. I must find a way to thank the merchants and the one who spurred them to action. Kankana, was it? She will spare no effort to see Radzadan rebuilt. If there's anything else you require from the merchant, she will be happy to help. It seems we found a reliable ally, thanks to you. Oh, teacher, don't forget. We should ask about the journal we found. Yes, of course. I was just about to mention it. The beast Sula and I felled holding fast to this. Perhaps you know who its owner is. Yes, by the Mansuya. Yes, I do in fact know who pinned this journal. They were a dear friends of mine. Unfortunately, they didn't survive the tragedy that befell us. I see. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. Luckily, their memory lives on in their child, and now this journal. When she comes of age, I'll show this to her, that she might come to know who her parents were. Life is but a string of meetings and farewells. It is our memories that sustain us, that give us life. In this way, those whose journey has ended watch over those with the strength to step forward into a new day. Of all the wisdom grandmother passed down, I hold this to be most precious. Memories are the greatest treasures that we can leave behind. Your grandmother had a way with words. She could have taught even the divinities a thing or two. I dare say you might be right, young Rakashir. I'm not half as wise as she was, but her sage advice has been a beacon which has always guided me true. That was nice. Oko seems eager to speak with you, doesn't she? I see now why my teacher is so wise. She had a wise teacher herself. Yeah, sure. Truth be told, I first accompanied you here to repay the debt I owed, as grandmother would have wanted. I see now, however, that fate intended for me to be here. In Sula, I have met a comrade in arms, and in Rakashir, I found a capable and eager student. For both of their sakes, I must strive ever to be better than the day I was before. Perhaps I should take up the art of dance. The fierce display of the Sakazumi compelled me to set down my spear and take up the katana. But the grace and deadliness of which the dancer throws their weapons has a charm all its own. Some measure of peace has returned to the Matanga, and I believe my skills will put to better use here. An adventurer must court challenge, after all. My teacher has a daring spirit, if slightly reckless, but worry not. I'll make sure she doesn't come to harm. Sure, kid. If you listened to a single word I said, Rakashir, you have no notion of the danger I must brave daily. For now, you should be content to behold great deeds and learn from them. I wager our adventures will soon take you far from here, Beryllian. Rest assured, I shall safeguard the people of Palixstand in your stead. I look forward to hearing tales of your exploits. Well then, the first order of the day is to attune to the Aetheryte and gather information. Jot this lesson down, Rakashir, for these are the fundamentals of adventuring. Come now. Alright, let's wrap this up. Our lack of supplies was weighing heavily on my mind. I feared for both Passerine and the child. For the first time in a long while, I can breathe easily. Oko's presence has proven to be a salve in Sola's mood. As well, she laughs as she hasn't since her sister's passing. We both have you to thank for our reversals of fortune. Even the departed may have benefited from Oko's arrival. The delivery of the journal was an unexpected boon, and it will doubtless prove to be vital in raising the child. When she becomes old enough to understand its contents, she will come to know the deep love her parents bore for her, a love so steadfast that it will shield her from the world's cruelty. Of course, I intend to tell her all about your part in her salvation as well, you better. But for now, there is work to be done, for both of us, I'm sure. Wheresoever your travels may take you, don't forget the friends you have in this corner of Thavnir. Oh, don't worry, I won't, considering I'm going to do the quest that I unlock right after this. And lastly, be safe. If you die before I can repay the debt I owe you, I'll hunt you through the 7 hells until the ledger is balanced. So let's see it doesn't come to that, eh? That was fun. Okay, so then that will unlock... Hippo is born to run, but where is that quest? Oh, okay, it's over there. Let's go ahead and teleport over there, and then we're going to take a quick break before we go ahead and do this quest. Because it's been a little over an hour, and I've been talking like non-stop the entire time. Let me go ahead and fly over there, and then we'll take a quick break. It makes sense for it to be here. Anyway, let me go ahead and get a good pose. Or good... Yeah, there we go. Anyway, time to take a break. It's time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. Alright. Didn't mean to mute the game audio that time. Let's go ahead and talk to Kankana and start the first of the Arkasodara tribal quest. Arkasodara tribal quests. Hippo is born to run. Kankana shifts from foot to foot with the agitation. Her adventurer senses tingle with the tantalizing taste of a problem to be solved. Ah, brilliant! Just who I was hoping to see. Do you have a moment? Just when I thought normalcy had finally returned to us, I received word of our truly peculiar hippo sightings. Yes, hippos! A veritable herd of hippos! Most dangerous animal in the world. Hurtling down the high road, no less. Hippos hurtling? How majestic! Huh? I thought that was normal for Thavner. Yes, well, though hippos have long inhabited Vanspati, it is quite unusual to see them in such numbers outside their natural habitat, let alone harrying travels on the high road. Yet harried the travelers are. If these hippos have been displaced by the fires that beset the jungle during the final days, we must find them a more suitable home for the sake of all concerned. I would normally ask the Radiant Host for help with such affairs, but they already have so much on their hands, and Ogle happens to be away, so I would ask you to look into the matter. Sure. Can you give me some Beast Tribe rep? Oh, thank you. You are truly a blessing. I don't have much more that I have already told. I don't know much more than what I have told you, but I'm sure others in Yedlamad have spotted a hurtling hippo or two. A hurtling hippo. I can only repeat what I've told you. Hippos, hurtling, etc. But with any luck, the other townsfolk would have more details for you. Okay, let's go and investigate the town like usual. Oh, there's someone right there. Hurtling hippos, you say? Oh yes, I saw them, barreling down the high road at tremendous speed. It was frightening just to watch. They kicked up so much dust that I couldn't get a clear look at them, but everyone on the island knows that smooth silhouette, an adorable yet fearsome creature, the hippo. Yep, pretty much. Yes, I've seen the hippo on a number of occasions, over by the Great Walk, and this is the second time I've answered that question in many bells. One of the refugees came by asking me the very same not moments ago. Turna, I think her name was. If you're looking for the same hippos, maybe she could help. She set off towards the perfumed rise last I saw. Okay, well that's a person to investigate, but we still got one more person here before we do that. A strapping resident. Is this about those dreadful Arkasodara up north, hitching carts to their hippos and What? Hold on. Hitching carts to their hippos and Cinderuva knows what else? If they've come down to join the other refugees, I don't doubt they'll be stirring up trouble, as if we don't have enough people leeching off our goodwill already. Well, that's an interesting tidbit of information. Let's see if we can find that other person. See what she has to say. Actually, let's teleport to the Great Walk first. I'm gonna keep calling it the Great Walk until somebody's like, John, it's the Great Work. I'm gonna be like, yes, but I call it the Great Walk. Anyway, let's see if this person's over here. Or, I think that's where we're going. Yeah, search for Turna. Oh, there she is. What are you looking at? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something here? Eh? You're looking for hippos? Damn, I was hoping to put paid to this one before it got out of hand. Well, those hippos you're looking for should be rolling through any moment now. Just sit back and watch. Oh, I got my popcorn ready. Here they come. Oh, it's like this. Okay, it's hippo racing. I thought it was like wild hippos. Hey, no stopping. What? Why is there food in the middle of the... You've done it now, you homicides. Maru, what did I tell you about riding this high road? Boss. Well, the roads back home ain't good for riding no more, boss. We ain't got much choice. Hurdling hippos are dangerous. Keep off the high road, will you? Yeah, rowing down a main road, kicking up dust storms, you scaring people. What if you already forgot about the Tower of Zot, the fires, the screaming, and the people a turning? You really think that raising a racket when we need is what we need right now? In case you ain't got it through your heads yet, I'll spell it out for you. Our racing days are over. They were over yesterday, and they were over the day before that, too. I think the boys are gonna like that. I take it this solves our hippo mystery. Now all that's left is to apologize for these sorry sods. Care to tell me where to direct my groveling? Alright, let's have a chat with this Kankana. You're coming too, Maru. I left you in charge, and the one in charge takes the responsibility. That's how it goes. A little nod. You'll be here to give out your report or something, right? See you as soon then. I didn't realize that's what they meant by hurdling. Is that like not a good translation, or is it meant to be like the Thavnarian name for what they're doing? Probably the second one. Anyway, let's head back in and see some groveling in action. Now, who might these fresh faces be? I was expecting news about hippos, but perhaps you've brought back a few lost souls as well. Something like that. Turn is the name. On behalf of my hippos and associates here, I apologize for the commotion. We're used to racing our hippo carts in less traveled paths in Vanna Spati, you see. We never took part much to society, even before the sky started raining fire. Mostly just kept to ourselves and lived off the land. But being new to these parts is no excuse. We should have known better to take the high road at high speed, and we're sorry for any undue distress we might have caused. We ain't got much to offer, but we'll make it up to you however we can. Thumbnail's in a bad way, so if we're ever going to do any good for anyone, now's the time. Or at least I'd like to think. I ain't got much in the way of ideas concerning how misfits like us can contribute. I mean, we could use those cars to transport stuff. A crew of Arkasodara looking for purpose and speedy hippos to steer them true. Perhaps there is something Turna and her associates can contribute to a recovering Thavnair. Have you ever considered delivery work? I think driving hippos carts could be an incredibly useful skill. Yeah, they can do like shipments and delivery. Delivery work? You think we could really do something like that? I mean, hippo carts the fastest set of wheels there is, but it's an excellent idea. Local trade is on its way to recovery, and the timely delivery of goods via hippo carts can only be a boon. However, delivery work requires a great deal of trust. You are transporting someone's precious possessions, after all. You not only need to learn the trade, but to earn the respect of the people as well. Everyone starts somewhere, so there's no need to feel intimidated. If this sounds like something you'd like to try, then why not? Let Berlin show you how it's done. Do I have to? It just so happens that a parcel intended for the Great Walk was accidentally offloaded here today. It's filled with medicinal herbs from Gridania, so I'd like it sent over as soon as possible. Would you be a dear and deliver it with Tirna? With your worldly experience, I'm sure you will serve as a shining example of professionalism. Sure. I'll entrust the parcel to you, Tirna. I have no doubt you will see it safely to its destination. Sorry for taking you out of your way, Brillian, but I look forward to seeing a professional do whatever it is a professional does. I'll be waiting by the gates, so give me a shout when you're ready to go. The other guy didn't have to do any sort of groveling, it was all her. You truly have a gift for finding those in need. I can't help but want to nurture each and every one. I know it's a little more work than you bargained for, but do lend Turna and her associates a helping hand. I see great potential in them. Well, yeah, with those speedy hippo carts. Not as fast as my chair, though. Plus, I can fly. Work? Respect? Us? Sure, we wouldn't have to scratch for food anymore, and it'd keep us busy with the boss wants, but if wishes were hippo carts, beggars would ride, you know. Well, ready when you are. My partner Saryu here's pull in the fastest cart on the island. I stowed the goods we're delivering under the seat, so they won't be damaged or nothing. And we ain't about to leave you high on Hippolis. There's another cart just for you. Oh, do we actually get to drive the cart? Our hippos are usually shy around strangers, but you were there with the fruit earlier, so you've got nothing to worry about. They're smarter than to bite the hand that feeds. We'll just let anyone ride our carts, but if the boss thinks you can handle it. No need for bellyaching, Maru. We ain't racing the carts down the high road like some hamsa heads. I know. Now off we go, slow and steady. Sure, ride the hippo cart. It's probably just gonna be a cutscene, yeah. So hers is, it says under the seat. Oh, it means like under the seat, like in a compartment. I thought it meant like you might accidentally sit on it. Oops. Not a bad way to travel, eh? My crew designed these carts from scratch, you know. Historically, we Arkasodara never went around in chocobo carriages and the like, but at some point I got wondering, why not? Sure, we're a heavy bunch, but nothing's impossible if you put your mind to it, right? Well, after auditioning all kinds of critters, we finally came around to hippos. I don't know how you're gonna tame them, but okay. Then again, you got food. Hippos ride in a team effort. Our hippo can sprint with the best of them, but they ain't got a lot of shame. Stamina. So, a good rider knows to push and when to let up. Here we are, safe and sound. Now we hand over the good, right? You wouldn't happen to be talking about an imported package, would you? I've been expecting a delivery ship, but seen neither keel nor prow of it. Wait, aren't you the one who saved Nidana? Why, yes, I am. Ah, I see. Well, thank you both for going out of your way to bring this over. You've saved me considerable grief. No large trading vessels can dock here, you see. Usually, our orders are offloaded at Alnair and then shipped by Dow, but they're sometimes get mixed with packages designated for Yellamond. And then the logistical nightmare begins, I'm afraid. May I check to see if you indeed have my herbs? Yes, this is it. Importing these is trying enough without delivery mishaps, so I'm relieved they made it here safely. And to think that all the hippo hubbub was, in fact, industrious delivery work. A little frightening to watch without proper context, but you've done a marvelous job. I'll be sure to call upon your services again. That wasn't a delivery, but I guess a little misunderstanding never hurt anyone. Perhaps people sure do trust you, though. I got trusted just standing next to you. And he looked so happy with his herbs. Had me smiling right along with him. Maybe we really can make a difference with all these delivery business. That went pretty well. Thanks for showing me the ropes. And for doing all the talking, too. I'd like to get straight back to Ancana, but from the looks of it, your hippo needs a breather. No surprise considering what it's been through lately. Here's what we'll do. I'll let this big boy rest up, while you go on ahead to Saruya. I'm trusting you with my prized set of wheels, so be careful. No scratches or nothing. Just ride like you did coming here, and there shouldn't be any problem. Should you become separated from your cart? Talk. Yeah. Yep, ride the hippo cart. Okay, and then this is a introduction to the hippo riding that we're probably going to end up doing for most of these quests. But let's head on back to Yellamond. Apparently I have to actually ride the cart and I can't teleport it. Well, of course I'm not going to teleport the cart, teleport myself. But then again, we have to get both the carts back to Yellamond. So I guess this makes sense. Let me just strafe in my hippo cart. I started trying to make some consumable, like raid food and potions, and it's actually been working out better than I expected. I've sold like 3 batches of 99, which made me like over 600k in like 3 days. Because like I can collect all of the almost all the materials from my retainers, because I ended up re-rolling my mining retainer to a botanist retainer, and several of the things are just botanist items. So it's really easy for me to just slowly collect everything with my retainer, and then the milk is also from combat retainer, so I just have that retainer constantly spamming the milk mission. And unfortunately it only brings back like 15 at a time, and I need like 120 or so for 99 servings of baked eggplant, but it ends up being pretty much free gil. It just takes like 40 minutes to do the work. Anyway, we're here. Our mission accomplished. A triumphant Saria trundles away with the cart in tow. Kankana will be pleased to hear of your successful delivery. Alright, let's head back up. Report to Kankana. Delivery done. Welcome back, Brilliant. Welcome back. Brilliant just told me all about your successful delivery. Thank you for your help, Turner. What did you think of your first job? The delivery part seems pretty straightforward, even for our ilk, but the whole building trust thing won't be easy. Still, it's not like we can give up and go home to Vanaspati. Sooner or later, we'll have to get used to living with other folk. And you should have seen how relieved the alchemist was when he got his supplies. Feels nice to know we did some good in the world. This is no greater reward for a job well done, in my experience. If you choose to continue on this path, I am certain the joy you bring will be returned to you tenfold. As this is a new endeavor for you and your associates, however, I do believe it best if someone oversees your progress. Brilliant! You did so much for Ogle that I have to ask, will you lend your aid to Turner and her associate? I know we're a right crew of misfits, Brilliant, but I promise you we're hard workers. Give us a chance and we'll make you proud. You're kind of volunteering me for this, but okay. Got spirit, kid, I'm with you. This is gonna take a lot of work. Yeah. Oh, don't be about that. Oh, I don't know about that. Something tells me that Turner and her associates are quick studies. I'm sure if you all work together, you will make good progress in no time. Now that that's settled, I think it's time you saw your new home. You see, I've come into possession of an old trading post that has since fallen into disuse. The structures may be a little worse for wear, but the plot itself is very conveniently located. You're free to fix it up however you would like. Is it going to get progressively more repaired and better each set of quests we do? You're just going to let us use it? Just like that? I will lease it to you for a small fee. That is to say, if your new business fails to turn a profit, I may have to rethink the use of that space one day. But we can talk about the particulars later. For now, I'll let you go and take a look. I've marked its location on this map. Gladly. Thanks for everything you've done for us. Let's reconvene at our new headquarters. I'll round up my people. Oh, this is going pretty good. I have high hopes for that one. If there's anything else I can do to help, do not hesitate to let me know. Well, let's head on over to their new headquarters and wrap this up. Then that'll wrap up what I want to do for the Arkasodara tribal quest on stream. I'll probably do Yeah, I'm not gonna do the daily ones on stream. Oh yeah, this place. I saw this place earlier. It's bigger than I thought, but what a dump. I'm grateful, of course, but... Brilliant. Glad you turned up. As you can see, this place ain't no megaduta, but once we get the basics up and running, it'll start feeling like home in no time. We'll need a cart shed for starters, and a place to store packages and whatnot. If I'm honest, boss, I'm still not sure about all this, but if you say we should give it a shot, I guess I can try. Come on, kid, you can do this. Thanks, Maru. I'm counting on you, you know. Yes, boss. Alright. As of today, we're making our names as reliable delivery workers. We've got a lot to learn, but don't go easy on us. Teach us everything. Teach us everything you know. Now, we need a name for our new business. Something real trustworthy. Boss, we gotta fix this place up. We ain't got time to be worried about names. What's wrong with our team name anyway? Our team name? You're right. We don't need a fence to be fancy, just fast, reliable, and riding hippo carts. Hippo riders, it is. Oh, that's a pretty good name. That's not a half bad name. Oh yeah, they really fixed this place up. Led by their charismatic leader, Turna, the Hippo Riders have retired from racing and rebranded themselves as speedy delivery workers. However, they are still known on the Isle as local delinquents. Use your experience as an adventurer and trusted hero to help them better their reputation. The Hippo Riders tribal quests unlocked. Reputation is increased to friendly. You have achieved friendly reputation with the Hippo Riders. Arkasodara tribal quest now available from Maru and in Severna. Furthermore, you may now purchase wares from Gonta, which I'm not going to bother with until later. Anyway, that wraps up the Arkasodara tribal quests. I'll start doing the quests daily, and then I'll need to figure out exactly what schedule I'm going to be doing, but I'll be trying to do one each week, along with Ameliance's custom deliveries quests, until we're finished with those. Anyway, that wraps up that part. Let's go ahead and do the... Yeah. Let's do the Tataru's Grand Adventure quest, the first one that was added with 6.15, it looks like. Yeah. We'll go ahead and do that, and then I think that'll be all for today. Let me clean up my 6.0 content. Yeah, I already removed this. And now the quest starts probably in New Charlian. Yeah, small businesses, big dreams. So let's head on over to Old Charlian, and then we'll go ahead and do this quest. Go ahead and update the stream text real quick. Okay, that should be right here. Yep, of course. Tataru's Boutique. Yeah, this is just a yellow quest, but it's part of a series. Small business, big dreams. Mendagina seems inordinarily eager to speak with you. Brilliant Mason, welcome, welcome. I am Medjina, assistant shopkeeper and apprentice seamstress here at Tataru's Boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives. But You will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on Elben Rhyme. I vaguely remember that. You are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you are here to assist in Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Do I get a choice? Because probably not. Because I don't think I get a choice in this. Not yet, but she soon shall be. Oh, that's Tataru. Whatever would we do without our penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? Uh-oh. Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with the guilds near and far, in sufficient quality to meet rising demand. We cannot rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers, the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm. No. Much like yourself, we must ever look to new horizons. The science proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to building the greatest trade network in the history of Hydaelyn. All for the greater good, of course. Of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I think you're missing what she really means, Regina. I often think about the incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place in Elben Rhyme. I have no doubt that they shall, but we must expect such alliances to form themselves. Mustn't. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you? Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. Well, I see that my mind is made up. Well, if you'll cover my aetheryte expenses... Yeah, we gotta talk business with Tataru. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Berlian first? Don't you worry. I have it all planned out. Uh-oh. First, Limsa the Minza. Sigurd has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he's sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gridania. The Seed Seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Alrasena. That's hentai protagonist, right? Or is that the Conjure Guild leader? Oh, we'll find out in a minute. I hear tell that he has some interest in affairs abroad. The novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for Ulda, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He always has been stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Yeah, his dad works for the Sultanate. Well, not quite. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find use for quality. You're as bad as Urianjin, Tataru. You need to stop using these big words. Quality accordaments, sure. With that out of the way, Regina, would you do the honors? Ah yes, put them in my pocket. Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astalisa, I'm certain someone will point you in Sigurd's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it. And now we roped in yet another business idea. How do we keep getting involved in this stuff? Anyway, let's head on over to Limsa and try and find Sigurd. Let's go ahead and take the boat. Hopefully this won't be too long because I'm a bit tired. So I've been talking like almost constantly for like over an hour and a half. Well, not quite, because I took that break. I've been talking pretty much constantly for the entire time I've been on stream, which is a good thing. But I feel like I've only recently started really doing that. Okay, the boat should be down here, yes. Over by the Fisherman's Guild. So we've been here before. We watched Merylweb completely wreck Sigurd. This time we're probably not going to see anything quite as interesting. Alright, there we go. Aye, I recognize ye. What do you want? As long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. I feel like I actually did a decent pirate accent that time. Normally I'm really bad at it. Oh, bugger me. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Your crew seems busy. Can I interest you in some fine garb today? No rest for the wicked and all. We're getting so many shipping requests that we can hardly put down our anchor since old Charlian. You know, there was a time when I said pirating was the whole world. That being the best in them all meant something. Going to Isabad made me see how small my world was compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started wondering what I had to brag about. And the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm, except for I forget the Heaven's Word guy. Who said he had the biggest? Who ain't that? In the new metalwork we've got going with the kobolds and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Except you're supposed to do that when Merylweb signed the contract, or when your captain signed the contract. Which is all to say that if you got wares for promotion, I'd be more than happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Well, that's helpful. Masterworks from Tartar's boutique, guaranteed by a warrior of light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear them. Folks would be lining up at the dock for these. Literally, seeing as old Charlene only accessed by sea. Now, if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract. Nope, it's not exclusive. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now we just need a mandolin on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. That's true. He can talk like crazy, unfortunately, sometimes. And he still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble. So I'll have to put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Yeah, if there's anything he can do, he can network. He can't get the ladies, but he can network. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail on a new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us all right. I ended up switching to the wrong accent there, but either way, I don't think either of them were very good. Brilliant, it's me. How goes your little adventure this far? Well, seems pretty good so far. Oh, Sakura's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contracts while you work on Aron. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Myun can sniff him about. Right, we're heading to Gridania next. Yeah, let's head on over to Gridania and see if we can find... I think it's hentai protagonists that we're looking for, but we'll see. Because if it was the Conjurer's Guild guy, he probably would be, you know, at the Conjurer's Guild. But we'll see. Let's head up top and talk to Mother whatever her name is. Mother M. See if she can locate the person we need. Why, if it isn't brilliant. Stuck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our seatseers coming and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Ilsabard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe's settlements and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Okay, that's useful. Thanks for the tip. Now, Blue Badger Gate is right over here. Let's go ahead and wait for him there. I'll wait for him here. See if we can catch him. Oh, there he is. Curious. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gate, Beryllion? And with such an enormous sack? I admit, you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of the guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm on the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the other Seatseer's approval. You are doubtless aware that historically, Gridania has placed the piece of the Twelf's Wood in our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other people. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star entire? Our ventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. Yeah. Ah, but perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me round to the idea? If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men. Through our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I've been mistaken several times for Azelia, and may as well be one, for all the difference my status as a Seedseer makes to those who want for succor. Good point. Yet, 'twas the selfsame insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. Fade to black. Because they don't have bag picking up technology. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Did you get all that, Tataru? Guess who? Did you speak with our Ron yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seedseer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. Well, let's head on over to Ul'dah, see if we can find Pippin. I'm sure it won't be too difficult with the convenient quest marker telling us where to go. Just head on down to the, looks like the party over here. Let's head on down to the airship and we'll take the airship to Ul'dah. Alright, let's head down to the Ruby Hustling Strip, and then we'll teleport with the Aetheryte. We need to go to the Gold Court, right? Or we can just jump down and do this. Colosseum Usher. I see. Marshal Turpin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Brillian awaits his convenience. Ah, there he is. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this morning. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I've long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsebard, however, to truly see Tizana for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and most of all, an unbreakable testament to my father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier of the immortal flame not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possibly only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may just be the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples as a few trials here in the Coliseum? Sure, that's what they're for. My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Wilda, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. Pippin, are you implying something? I've spoken with Tataru at some length about our pasts. You understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. Hope we actually need to get some Tataru lore. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young, a consequence of her father's businesses failing. They were forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts, and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Ah, okay. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description, amidst a store of neglected Coliseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment, nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. Can it be repaired, or perhaps remade? Possibly. Either would be a sight better than leaving it in its current state at least. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Okay. That must be what the next quests are going to be involved. Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would open a private package addressed to you. The thing is, I wouldn't put it past her, but maybe. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fortune fair. That was interesting. We got a little bit of Tataru lore there. It seems like Tataru didn't want to chime in this time. Let's go ahead and take this Aetheryte to the airship. And actually, no, wait. Let's just teleport to Old Charlian. And then, yeah, we should be done with this quest. We successfully distributed those. Successfully distributed all of the free samples. So let's go ahead and return to Tataru and tell her our report. You've returned. With your bag all lighter for having given away your samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarpin arrived no bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnership already bearing fruit? No, not really. It's a secret. Her mother's necklace? Why, that's a wonderful idea. Please, allow me to insist. I swear, I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. You better not. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? One that looks like Gil? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Oh, apologies. I could not help but overhear. That's quite all right, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that, since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. Ah, okay. With such gifts, you could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. That's a really good idea. That's perfect! If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from our friends across the seas. What do you think, Brillian? That's a pretty cool idea. Well, where were you waiting for little old me? Mistress Tataru, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples. Yes. Good to hear. How fares, dear Pippin? I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting to go outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warriors can always learn a thing or two. And Sigurd and Aron have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Leave it to me. And that pays for the Aetheryte tickets. Alright, I believe that wraps up the 6.1 portion of Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Let's see, yeah, because then it starts off 3 more quests. Which are all here? Yeah, these 3. And those were added with 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4. So we'll go ahead and do those later, once we get to those patches. Anyway, I believe that's all I wanted to get through today. So let me go ahead and pose correctly. Let's sit down on this bench. Oh, wrong buttons. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. I hope you all had a good time. We made significant progress. We finished unlocking the Arkasodara tribal quests, and we did the first quest in Tataru's Grand Endeavor. And then I'll need to figure out exactly what we're going to do next weekend. I know I want to do the Alliance raid, and that's probably going to be on Sunday. And then we also still need to do Hildebrand. The Hildebrand quests that were added was 6.1, and then there's also 2 quests for Omega, an Omega quest line. So I'll need to figure out where I'm going to fit that in, because I wasn't thinking about that. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. Next planned stream will be on Saturday at 3 p.m. Just a little before 3 p.m. like usual. We'll start off with the Golden Saucer and whatever I end up deciding. But until then, goodbye.